good morning, YouTube. How you doing there, Hot Pepper? Hot Pepper Mike. I like that name. That's so cool. How you doing this morning? Well, we just getting back, getting out here, getting it in, getting it down. I'm actually heading home. It's always stressful. Let's begin there. Knowing that I'm going home, it's always stressful. It's always something when you know you're going home. My check engine light is on. Um, my Zonar is not working correctly. What that is most of these big fleet trucks either have Zonar or Qualcomm's, which is an onboard computer which tracks your movement. It also it does your logs. It's automatic. Mine, the mount for it wasn't working, so I had the mount replaced. Now all heck then broke loose. It was just telling me the mount needs, the mount is unstable. I get a different mount, and now it just don't work. I got to put this thing back in the shop when I get home. It's a pain in the behind, but my logs are working. Logs mean I have to log every time I drive, how long I stop, um, on duty, off duty. It's kind of confusing, but I mean I've been doing this. I'm going on 11 years. It, you know, it's just a part of it's part of what I do as my job. This butthead to my left of me, it's got his freaking high beams on. What are you, blind? It's not midnight blue out here. Um, but I have to log, so my GPS is not working on my Zonar also, so it's not logging in where I'm at. So I got to get on my phone, Google it, and everything else to to figure out where I'm at. I got to put my mileage in. It's a little frustrating, but it's what you go through. It's what you go through when you want to go home. I'm gonna stop all these long stretches out here. I'm kind of had enough. I got one more month, and then probably get back down to three. Stay out 3 weeks, come home for 3 days, and go back out. Because this is, I call myself trying to, you know, make sure my bills are paid up, and I've had nothing but nothing but drama out here. Not heavy drama, but I've had to have the truck worked on. Done so many 34s. The 34 is when you do a reset on your hours. And normally, if you do it right, you don't have to reset your hours. You just go. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to be a worry ward or anything like that. I'm just going to say the magic words: "Don't worry, be happy." Um, I'm thinking about someone that said, "You ever wake up and you're still tired?" I think, and it says that your mind wasn't at peace, and I feel like that's where I'm at right now because my mind was racing a mile a minute because I wanted to I'm not gonna get home till Friday morning, which is I wanted to start heading down to Moultrie, Georgia, to pick up my auction, the thing I bought at auction. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. And my wife's stressing me out because she was like, "Well, what if you don't get there in time? You gotta, it might be closed." I'm like, "Babe, don't do that." She's doing it on purpose because she knows I start spazzing out. I was like, "Please stop." And she just kept on. I think you're gonna just keep on. And she knows she was doing it on purpose, so she get me spazzing out because I can spaz out real quick. I keep on telling myself I'm not going to or buy something, but I had someone, I, I don't know. I need the part. I need. I don't need it. I want it. Let's stop. Let me stop lying to myself. I wanted the thing. Got a good deal on it. But after that, this is the last one for a minute. Let's just say that, because I still need to put the Toro together and get it, get it where it needs to be. Because these things are the hobby that I've chosen is kind of expensive. Let's say it like that. Welcome in, welcome in. I see someone else in there. The hobby that I've chosen is expensive, but it's a hobby. Let's remember that it's a hobby. I got to pay the bills first. Let's figure that out. Um, we're at, I think, 771. Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're I think I'm at 771 or 671. I don't know. I'm getting old, guys. my, my brain capacity. I think the megabytes is being overwritten. Let's say it like that. My brain capacity. Um, but again, I'm gonna try to focus on getting. I think, and by my birthday, I believe I can get to the promised land, and then from there, I keep doing my lives, but I'm going to do shorter, shorter, shorter. You know, over the 1 minute mark, shorter. YouTube stuff. And I finally came up with the idea. I don't know if I said it yesterday, but I put a feeler out there for the guys that are out in Atlanta where I live. These guys they're homeowners, they're businessmen and whatever. They make big money because they throwing big money down on their lawn. But these lawns are looking awesome, and I want to see if I can interview some of these guys and talk about what do they do to keep their upkeep. Like one guy just bought a brand new in the box McLean. I know that's like $2,500 to $3,000, and that's the residential version. They've got Atlas. The Atlas, those go for like $10,000. These guys are buying these buku machines, but they're putting in the time. Um, I'm going to, like I said yesterday, I'm going to get certain things from the um, tractor supply store. Hopefully, the birds don't find it. I'll have a whole bunch of birds in my yard picking out the stuff that I'm putting in there. Because I slowly been rebuilding my front lawn. Um, I'm gonna do a video on that because what happened was literally I even have the video. I even have a picture of it. The where my driveway connects to the street. There it's like a channel because I'm almost kind of like at the top of the hill, and when it rains, it goes down that channel and it keeps on going, to the sewer. Well, when they did the streets, they covered up the channel in front of my home. And what they did was the asphalt goes straight from the street, covers the channel, and then adds to my driveway. You know what I mean? And so when it rains, when it rains, it beeline across my driveway, down my driveway, across my front lawn, then down the left side of my house, and eroded away all of the dirt and whatever on the left side of the house. Um, it eroded away the front lawn. It it made a crater. Literally, this is years of this going on. A crater in my front lawn that I finally leveled out. It was the first time when we moved dirt. I didn't have the proper equipment or the proper mindset. It took us a month to move. It wasn't really dirt. I think the guy, it was, it wasn't even, I think it was sand or something that he dropped, and I put it in that hole. And over the years, I've spent more dirt, more topsoil. I've been dumping stuff in that area to replenish it. And, you know, I'm constantly putting new stuff down. I have a place where I can go get horse manure. Um, I, I might go there Monday. Might go there Monday. Send the lady a text and see if I can get some from her Monday. Uh, but it depends. It depends. But again, I've been spending the last couple of years replenishing the lawn, redoing it. Figuring out what works and what doesn't. Right now, when I go home again, I'm gonna throw some more Milorganite down on the lawn. Um, why? It's because I'm trying to. I might. I might get something with a really high nitrogen because I am trying to get my lawn as strong as I possibly can to get through the like June, July, and the August heat. I got 3 months. I got to get through that heat. Once I get that up to par, once I get that up to strength, then I can finish maneuvering. What I mean by maneuvering, start working my way up the hill on that. I've been doing videos on that. It's because those are the areas where the sun, especially in the summer, comes straight down. It's like literally that sun is really literally over our head. If I didn't know that over the years, I wouldn't put I wouldn't put Bermuda down because Bermuda has to be it has to have light all the daggone time. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. And I'm struggling to see what works in my yard. And that's the main that's my main test this summer to see if I can finally figure out what's going to work. I'm starting to see in the backyard that fescue, in the shady areas, uh, the fescue sod. I got like half a pallet for free on Facebook Marketplace in downtown Atlanta. This like $400,000 or $500,000 house. The guy just wanted to get rid of it. I got that, and I dropped it. I dropped it in the backyard in the shady area, and it's man, it's green as heck. And I've been happy. I've been just keeping that water, trying to keep my wife from leaving the garbage can over there and killing it off. That oh Lord, mile marker 65, two left lanes blocked. I mean, okay, I'm gonna be hitting traffic in about 10 miles. So guess what? We're gonna be slowing down. But and of course, it always happens when it's time to go home. And I'm not gonna yell in you guys' ears, but that this is part of what I go through. What I go through. But I'm just gonna go ahead and sit my butt in the right lane, so when it starts, I already know where I'm sitting. You ever hate that when you're in traffic? You know one lane is closed, but then oh, the right lane ends 1 mile. Figures. You know one lane is closed, right? So the butt munch. I'm trying to be polite here. The butt heads will still drive all the way up to the end and try to merge in, while the rest of us, the rest of us are waiting patiently in the traffic line to get down the road. And you got to catch that when you're driving an 18 wheeler. Like, say, you see, I'm in the middle lane, like, for example, the right lane, it'll be all backed up. Someone will get in this middle lane and come to a freaking complete halt, and I'm barreling down the road. So I have to realize, okay, when that white lane is backed up, like a lot of times I get off the exit, I have to realize that there's going to be one or two numbnuts that's going to slow down to a freaking halt in that lane. So I have to be, it's best to go ahead, start slowing down now, because it's eventually going to happen. Like right now, it says that there's an accident up ahead. So I don't have the foot on the barrel. I'm doing like what, 49 miles an hour. No, but yeah, about 50. And I'm keeping my eye way ahead. There's a guy in Facebook that he just got a CDL. He said, I finally got my CD. He's all excited. I said, okay, that's cool. That's okay. Be excited that you finally got your CDL. But know that this is one of the most dangerous things to do. One of the most, it said right lane closed. And why is that right lane still open? Oh, brother. This is one of the most dangerous things to do. You can't drive this. You can't drive this machine like it's a car. I'm sorry. I drive. I've done at this point 1 million miles. Technically, with this company, just with this company, I've done 850,000. You see what I'm saying? So I've hit the 1 million mile mark, but not with this company. But I know when we start getting a little bit more busy, I'm gonna get back in the right lane. I know like certain things, but it's called the Smith system. You got to treat this as big as this truck is. You got to treat it it, like you. I treat my truck like I'm riding a motorcycle, like I'm invisible. They don't see me. People just come, they'll rush in front of me and slam on the brakes, not knowing it takes, depending on how fast I'm going, one or two football fields for me to stop. So I'm white knuckling in it. You know what I mean? And I don't. I be honest with you. I have a governor on here. What do you mean by governor? A governor is something that they put on trucks to only allow it to do a certain speed. I have no problem with that because see, I'm too stupid, and I'm not talking down about myself, but I'm too stupid to be able to go any faster. Because that one day when I say I don't do that, I'll be the idiot that does it. So I'd rather have chains on my gas pedal that keeps me at a certain speed, and that certain speed is 65 miles an hour. But as a truck driver, I also have to realize that depending on what the load I have, am I top heavy or whatever, I can't take these turns. Like you see how I'm taking these turns, I can't take these turns at certain speeds. I'll flip over, and then I'll flip over, and my career is over, done. So you got to remember that. Like you ever see like the off ramps where it says off ramp 15 miles an hour? Well, that's 15 miles an hour for a car. When you're in a truck, you need to drop that down at least 10 miles lower than that. They go around like 5 miles an hour. Everybody's like, he's in the way. He's over there. Be safe out here because this mess ain't no joke. You know what I mean? It's no joke. You got to be safe. And just remember that when you're out here on the highway and you think, give that truck some space. Because another thing you guys don't realize, when you jump in front of the truck, you say, well, oh, I'm a half a car length in front of him. Well, most 99.9% of these new trucks have what's called a forward radar. It's an automatic system that will slam on the effing brakes if you jump in front of me. The lights will go off. You'll set off this, and 99% of um, the corporate trucks have cameras. It sets the camera off. It starts recording, and they don't do that for my safety. They do that for their insurance. So I have to slam on the brakes because I know you're about. You see, like that person, he just jumped in front of me, and look at that. Look at that. That cop is in an unnamed, and it's like a Toyota something. It don't look like no regular cop car, like a Ford or whatever. You know what I mean? And but what I'm saying is, you're every time you do that to one of these company drivers that on these big fleets, you're screwing up you're screwing up my life and my drive time and my safety scores. Because now when you got these people that be all the way in the third lane, instead of slowing down and letting me pass them and come across, they'll shoot across me 2 lanes to get off the exit. And I gotta read that. If I catch him coming out on my left side, I'll just slow down and let him do it. But I for me to get my safety bonus, I have to take a test, and then I get drive score points. It's an automatic thing through the computer and all that crap. Mine ain't working right now, but there's another thing that needs to be fixed. Mine ain't working right now, so it doesn't set anything off. But they're still here. I still have the camera. I even have an emergency button. So if I get in an accident, I hit that button, it goes back five minutes and saves everything. It's like a continuous loop. They even have a camera pointed in here. I got duct tape on it. I'm like, nah, you're not gonna see me scratching my nuts or whatever. You know what I mean? Nah, player. Hey, good morning, good morning, Eddie Lugo. Hey, if you drop hashtag can't stop, I'm kind of driving right now, so I can't put the banner up. But if you do hashtag can't stop, you can drop your link, and no apostrophe, just one long word, can't stop. But yeah, we're sitting here figuring out, and now the 80s in here, I'm gonna talk about travel. This I got to talk about folks. I know they ain't gonna ever come in here and listen to this, but my wife, love her to death. She she while we were dating, she had hit me, brought me into the world of cruising. And I remember the first cruise we took. And like every typical woman, she's trying to read my expressions and how did I enjoy it? Did I like it or whatever? And she said I was expressionless. I looked unhappy, and I didn't realize I was looking unhappy, but I was I can't remember what ship that I was on Carnival, but I was on Carnival, and when I had what the when I jumped on Carnival, I jumped on Carnival, and it was an old ship. When this old ship, it had like, it didn't have shag carpet, but it had the shag carpet colors and all of that stuff. But even though it was an old ship, it was a small ship, I was completely overwhelmed. I was in awe. And I remember our first room was an inside cabin. Boy, that sucker was small as hell. But it was okay because I'm ex-Navy, and my bunk on my ship was they call them coffins. But I remember that I would tell my wife I'd be right back, and I would just walk around the ship and sit there in awe. And I remember I was low on money. I didn't have a lot of money to spend, and I think I had enough for it. When they were selling the beers in them days, it was the tall boys. So I remember I had two Budweisers, one day and one another day, and I was just sitting at the bar, and I was just in awe. I was in the atrium and looking around and going, "Wow, is this what uh is this what normal people do?" I mean, before I met my wife, before I met my girlfriend, I mean, the only thing I remember taking a vacation was taking my son down to Disney World. And before that, I mean, but it was like 5 or 6 or 10 or something. It was a long time that I ever had a vacation. And I remember I just was in awe of looking around and that part of it. And from that day forward, I was hooked. I was hooked. Just the eating and I mean, I was hooked. And she was so disappointed because she thought I didn't like it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was in awe. I loved every bit of it. I mean, I didn't know what to say because I was like, what? You know, you could eat how much, and you could have. I remember one time we sat down and in the dining room to eat, and I had 5 entrees, and I just didn't taste one. I was eating from every freaking one. God, I was like, well, what does that person eat? He said, "You want that? I can get that for you." Yeah, 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 yeah. Get that, get that. I mean, I was in total awe. A self-serve ice cream machine that you could just eat with one. You could go to and pig out, and that was before like pre-COVID. Breakfast started like pre-COVID. Breakfast had started like 6 or 5 or 6 o'clock. I was up. I mean, by the time my girlfriend got up, who's my wife now, I was on like my third or fourth breakfast. You know what I mean? And I was just, and I mean, I ate so much that I was, I was, wasn't in the toilet, bringing it up and going back out. I mean, not on purpose, wasn't, but I couldn't hold it, and it would because I had a weak stomach, but I would wash my face up, go back and eat some more. Like I was like, oh my god, I got to fill my stomach back up. Like I had lost my mind. And see, I said all that to say this: my wife she was always the third wheel in one of her friends when her friend and their family would go. She was always the third wheel, so she would bunk with her friend's mother or auntie or grandma or whatever, and she would spend most of her time doing what she does now, reading and all that. And you know, she wanted to go on a cruise with her man. And I remember us doing that, and we taking pictures and enjoying ourselves and whatever. And I remember after we started going and then we got married, we spent our honeymoon on the Vista. Was it the Vista? I think it was the whichever one that's in Texas right now. That was the boat we spent our honeymoon on because it started in that boat started in Miami. I believe that's the Vista. So you know, we spent our time, and we did our time. We started cruising and all of that. And I said, you know what? Why don't you ask your friends? Why don't you ask your friends to join us on a cruise? The one that she was third wheel with all for all these years. And, well, and then here comes all the excuses. Well, so and so doesn't like the older boats, and so doesn't like this, and so don't like that. And then I was like, okay, but then you find out 6 months later they went on a cruise. They went on a family cruise on one of the older boats that so and so said that they don't like. I'm not trying to bring drama this morning, but I'm telling you my point here. All you had to do was say, "Nah, we can't make it. Nah, we can't do it." Okay, that's it. That's cool. That's why I love cruising with Mr. Lane, Charles Lane. That's my man that comes in. He be in there. I love cruising with him because I will say, "Hey, Charles, we're looking at this cruise, July whatever to so and so." I don't even have to say, "Do you want to go?" He'll let me know. Yeah, I'm in. I'm going online right now to book it. And the same thing is said. I'm trying to get over, but you ain't gonna let me over, really? These people are inexperienced. I'm trying to get over. Thank you. It's freaking ridiculous. The same people that said, "Oh, he don't like the old boats." Just well, let me get back. And if Charles says I'm going on this boat at this date, he doesn't even have to say you want to go. I'll just say, let me ask Norma. Let me ask the missus, and she'll go on there and book the cruise. Simple as that. And we say, if I can't make it, I can't make it. If you can't make it, you can't make it. That's it. Now, Norma, Charles, they, man, my man, he be doing his thing. That's why I love hanging with him. We're back invited to go down to Costa Rica with him and his wife. Her friend decides that, oh, ask them, can we come? Not only no, but hell to the not only no, but hell to the no. Nothing personal, but when we asked you, do you want to do something? First of all, we were invited, so I, I'm going to use my manners and say no before I even ask them, because I don't know these people. That's my wife's friends. I don't know these people. Not only no, but hell no. Because you haven't proven that you're a good enough friend that you want to come hang with us. That you want to be. You got to build up to that. You know what I'm saying? You have to build up to being that. They don't know you, but you want to come hang with us in Costa Rica? Nah, nah, nah. This my friend, and he's a good enough person. Love him to death. He's a good enough person because I asked him. He said, "Hey, well," I said, "Nah, I'm saying no for you. I don't want them around because I can't relax. I can't be me. I get in trouble for hanging with Charles. What he's saying, because you know what you guys don't realize. Some New Yorkers, when they cut up, especially when you're Charles is from my hometown. We know people. He knows my family. He knew my family. He knows my friend. He knows that we hometown. So when I'm around him, I get a little loud. I get a little boisterous. I'm normally quiet. I get in trouble for that. So if her friend come around, oh, you gotta act prim and proper and all this other crap. No, player. I'm on vacation. I'm cutting up with my friend. I'm acting up with my friend. We're gonna be doing live broadcasts from down in Costa Rica and having fun. There ain't gonna be a sober. There's not gonna be one sober live coming out of Costa Rica. Let me just explain that right now. And I'm not trying to be a mean person, but if you want to hang with us, you want to be my friend or our friends or whatever, you need to act like it. If you don't want to hang around us, don't try to come around when something suits you. That's with anything in regular life. Don't come around, don't try to show up when something suits you. That's not right. And I'm not being mean. I'm not an a-hole, but it's not right. We need to build up to that. Do you see what I'm saying? You need to build up to my not my good graces, but I need to know I can relax around you. Now the missus told me that they in February of next year they're trying to book something to go down there. I'm like, what? In Sam Hill, you know what I mean? But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wash my hands of it. But if you want me to go, then I will go. You know what I'm saying? Look, she had to just jumping in front of me. He ain't got no daggone sense. But that's all right. This should be telling you guys, slow down, slow down, be safe out here. You know what I mean? Be safe out here. But like again, I'm not trying to be mean, but when I go down and like when we want to get his wife's birthday. Nah, and she was like, "Well, you don't need to get nothing. No, no, no. We need to get you something because y'all are my friends. Do you see what I'm saying? You gonna get something from us regardless. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just plain a couple of $100 in an envelope in a card say happy birthday, you gonna get something because you are nice people. These are nice people. These are my friends. Normally I had to warm up to them, but now she like, cause when we booking, we be booking, vacations or whatever. Well, ask Charles and his wife to come. Oh, oh, you was a little hesitant, but now you're right. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it is. When you find somebody that you feel comfortable around, you feel, that's not gonna pull no punches, but it's gonna say it in a way that you can hear and understand. Man, you better cherish them. You better cherish them type of friends. You better hold on to them. You know, because he had his lawnmower was broke. So I'm I'm like a kid in the candy store. I'm like, yo, I'll bring the trailer over there. I'll take it apart. We're gonna fix it. And the son came over and took the lawnmower to the damn shop. I was like, you mother effer, I was gonna fix that. You see what I'm saying? And then he said, well, my lawn needs to get cut. I said, I bring the John Deere over there. He said, well, I just paid some guy $50. I was like, I'd have came over there and fixed it and cut it for nothing. I'm like, yo, you're messing up my fun. Because, and I'm saying it like that because these people are my friends. I don't make friends that I don't make that friends that quickly. You know what I mean? I'm just that I got my guard up. I don't trust nobody. And I promise you, I ain't easy. I'm not an easy friend to be around. I be talking about these lawnmowers all day long. But we be laughing. I be laughing or whatever. But when you find a friend that you can hold on to that like that, enjoy them. That's why, like when we pick cruises. I pick cruises. I ask them, hey man, y'all free around this time? Hinting like, hey, we want you to come. You know what I mean? It's like that, and that's what I'm saying with it. You know what I mean? And that's how I became. That's how we became avid cruisers. And now I'm trying. I'm June next year. First payment comes out the first of this in July. That's how I became. I'm trying to get my sister hooked because she's retired and she's really nervous. She was nervous about getting on the ship. We're going on the Horizon out of Miami. That's gonna be my second time on the Horizon, and we're actually getting inside rooms because we moved up and we did the bougie thing, and the balconies and whatever. But at this point, I don't want her to get nervous. Just we'll start you off for the inside room, and we're just gonna have a ball and enjoy family, friends, and in that kind of thing. But what I'm saying is, everybody that's in these groups, we're adults. You know, stop, stop all this making up excuses. Just tell the truth. You can tell the truth in a nicer way. No, instead of no, he don't like the older boats, and then 6 months later, you're on an older boat with your family and your friends. But that was your excuse. He said, now just say no. We're not going to be able to make it. But thanks for asking. That is the polite way to say stuff. Thanks for asking. Do you see what I'm getting at here? It's manners. In this day and age, manners is like a lost concept. You know, and you can understand. Okay, well, I put it out there. I put it out there. Guess what? I'm that type of person. I'll invite. But then after that, I'm not inviting no more. I done gave you a few, but you don't want none of them. Okay, then I'm done, and I'm not mad. I'm not pissed. I'm good. But I'm just saying, I've invited, and they don't realize, and everybody gets all in their feelings. Only time you want to invite my wife to something is when I am home because she don't want to drive all over Georgia because she has bad night vision. She needs glasses. and don't want to put them on. She don't like to drive at night. So if you want to, for her to go somewhere, you got to make sure I'm home because I'll be the one to take her. You know what I mean? It's just simple. Like you got to learn. You got to learn my wife. You got to learn us. You know, you got to tell me way ahead of time that we doing something because I got my fanaticism. I got my lawn. I'm thinking what can I fix or what can I do? Like right now, I no, I got to remeasure the bay window. Go to Home Depot, put that. I got to go ahead and put that on order, and so that's one thing I'm gonna repair because again, in my home, in my life, and I spent 2 grand on 3 windows on the left side. I'm not doing that no more. I know how to. I replaced 2 windows in the back of the house already. I know how to do it. I know how to do it. Trust and believe I'm going to do it in the front. But same thing. Just let me know. Then I'm for it. Like trying to what is that? She mentioned last night she wants to go back to Vegas. Yeah, I want to do another. I want to do a Vegas, and then I also want to do. I want to do another Mardi Gras. Boy, Baminola ain't in here, but you will have so much fun doing the Mardi Gras. But if you go to Mardi Gras, if you go on the Mardi Gras, especially to catch them bees, get you if you got a boy, take his catcher's mitt with you. Or if you are a fisherman and you got one of those nets with the pole on it, and not a cheap net, but a strong one, bring that net with you. Cause these guys on these floats on Mardi Gras, what y'all don't realize, these Mardi Gras, these floats, those are actual like like you say, clubs. They're actual clubs, like I'm not glorifying motorcycle clubs, but they're like motorcycle clubs. It's a big deal. Mardi Gras is a big deal. They spend all year preparing to go back on Mardi Gras. Some of those floats are so high tech they got bathrooms in them, and I promise you, 99.9% of the people that are on these floats, dressed up and waving to you, are straight up lit. They are so freaking drunk. So their job is to take them bees and throw it to you. Half of them mother effers have are ex softball players or ex baseball or college baseball players. Because when they wind up, they're not they're not aiming for your hand like, hey, throw me a bead. They're aiming for your freaking head. And they're trying to take they brought when I say, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I was laughing, they trying to take you out. I've had some buzz by me. I've had to duck and dodge, and I'm sitting there cracking up. I was like, these mother effers trying to kill me. But I was like, I kept on, hey, give me another. Pew, pew, pew. And Norma was behind me because they fence off like a certain part of the route, and she was just ducking. She was like playing dodgeball, and she was ducking and weaving. You could hear them beads in the bags and all that stuff hitting the fence. And I promise you, we had so much fun. We had so much fun. And I learned that a lot of times when they put a spin on it, don't try to catch it because you'll wind up ripping your hand off. the the room rates were ridiculous. They jacked the price up like 2 to 3 times, but I had a good time, and I want to do that. I want to do that again and enjoy that. Um, yeah, we're kind of also setting up for Aruba. We're setting up for Aruba. And what I'm going to do is these Harley Davidson. I used to have a motorcycle license, but I didn't notice that it did not transfer over to my CDL license. And when I noticed, it was too late. And it's like, yeah, it says it back here that you had one, but I can't reissue it. You guys messed up. I didn't, but whatever. So now, I'm bad at taking tests, but I think I'm gonna take the Harley Davidson. A lot of these dealers you can go and you can take a 2 day class, and then after that, you run the course, and they give you the envelope. You take it over to the DOT, and you actually get your motorcycle license. So I'm thinking about doing that for the reason when we go to Aruba, they have motorcycle tours where you drive around the island and on the bikes, and you're all on motorcycles. And oh, okay, you're all on motorcycles, and that's your whole day. It'd be like a day adventure, and so I'm thinking about doing that. And but you need to rent those Harleys. You have to have your license. I know how to ride. It's just been a minute, you know. But that's the plan for that. So what's the plan for the day? Today I'm going to do 500 miles. I'll do 500 miles, and I am going to get up early, do our live. You know what I mean? We're gonna do the live, and then we're going to unload, get to the yard, and head south. I'm gonna head south so I can get my other core aerator, and I'll be spending I'll be spending the weekend making videos on repairing my core aerator. So if it's repairable, I'm gonna repair it. If not, I'm taking the tines off it, and I made my money back. But and I'll replace the two hydraulic pieces that I need from my other one, and then that one I'm going to get will just be a what do you call it? It's going to be a parts machine. I'll just have it in the corner in the back of the house. You know what I mean? So either way, I win. Either way, win-win situation. But I will be spending time making YouTube videos. Like I said, I'm gonna do like maybe 5 or 10 minute videos because there's everybody's got short attention spans nowadays. So I'm gonna be starting with that, 5, 5, 10, videos, and of course cutting the lawn. I gotta get out. I gotta get out with the push mower in the back. I got a lot of erosion on the back end. I gotta start dumping some topsoil back there, some more of that horse manure, and because a lot of it eroded away. I got to work. I got to work on putting a lot of put some ryegrass back there uh, late September. I'm gonna start covering up a lot of that. Let it grow in because I've been focusing on the front for so many years. I got to get the back too. I just don't have the time because being a truck driver, I got to do the front and the back And you know, I'm trying to squeeze in a lot of stuff in 2 or 3 days, and almost half killing myself. I can't do that no more. It's catching up with me. You know what I mean? It's catching up with me. But you can see the sun is rising. The sun's gonna rise in a while. In a while, it's gonna be just fine. You know, that's the blessing of being a truck driver. You know, the end result is you're going home. And I'm just thank God that God has kept me safe so far. I had a few close calls. Thank God for close calls. Thank God for putting his hands on the steering wheel and saying, hey, hey, watch this. Watch this guy coming up on your left or your right, or make sure you look down in the mirrors. Because you got to remember, I got one, two, three, four, five, 6 mirrors I have to look at every couple of seconds to drive this thing correctly. And I got to always remember to look at that bottom mirror, when, you know, the bottom mirror is for stuff that's close. What they did with this Volvo, which is they do with the newer cars, you got like a little light on your driver's side that shows that someone is in your the zone where you can't see them. Well, these Volvos got that on the passenger side, and when my radio's on, it sounds like a car horn. It'll go brum brum, it let me know that someone's coming up on my blind side. Those are the things that you need, because when you drive this big Mashugana, it becomes a lot of times you become complacent, and you don't want to ever become complacent. When you become complacent, get out the daggone driver's seat, because you're gonna kill yourself. You're gonna kill somebody. You always got to be ever vigilant doing this. And it's so funny that when Mike had told me, "Hey, well, why don't you just point it forward and talk like that?" It is you guys have actually helped me to stay in the lane, because I remember, I'd be, especially in the morning, I'd be wiggling. I'd be wiggling all over the place, be all out the lane and everything. And I'm like, man. And I've noticed. I said, man, I'm driving like I got some sense. Hello, hello, is it me you're looking for? I started doing the karaoke on the cruise ships. My wife does it. She loves it. She loves it to death. And I go in there and I cheer her on. She just loves doing karaoke. She's got her 2 songs she got to sing, and karaoke is really hard. And the reason I say that is because you could sing a song and know the words, but then you get up there and that speaker's right in your ear. You can't figure out what tone or whatever. Even though when I do sing it, I sound like crap. I just sound even worse. I sound even worse. But I have fun doing it, and that's really what it barrels down to. You got to learn how to have fun. You got to learn how to have fun in your life, and fun. Even if you get lucky, you have fun at your job. Do something that you like doing. Do something that you like making you happy. Um, I was gung ho at first to come. I slowed my roll, and now I've eased into you know, this part of my life, and I'm to the point. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm learning to enjoy things a little bit more. I'm learning to breathe a little bit better and relax and know and have healthy boundaries. I never knew what that was until he said, "Hey, look, take it easy. That does this to me." Oh, I was drinking old coffee. Let me leave that alone. Tastes nasty, you know. But we have come to the end of the. We've come to the end of the road. Oh God, why am I? I don't mean to soil your ears, but hey, guys, as always, I appreciate you coming in, and let's close out with another word of prayer. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we just say thank you for this wonderful morning. We say thank you for this day. Lord, I pray that you bless the folks that came in today, came into the live to just listen and hear me mumble and go all over the spectrum. Bless them, bless their channels, help them to grow, help them to gain more people on their side and their little niche of the world. Help them to walk and have a smile on their face today. Keep us healthy and keep us give us strength to move forward in a positive manner. And as always, guys, in Jesus' name, I say thank you. And as always, if you don't think nobody loves you, know that I love you, and you always know God loves you. So y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all in the morning. I'll be stressing out tomorrow morning because I'll be like right around the corner from the yard. Later.